Hello everybody, how are y'all today?
Good morning.
So like she said, I recently this last May graduated from FTCC with the graphic design degree, and and I've returned this fall to work on my fine arts degree. So hopefully soon enough I can say I graduated from that too. This summer, in July, I've opened up an art studio here in town, and it's called The Creative Frenzy. And we are located right off of Yadkin Road, near the gate. But we also have a website where I try to reach out to customers that aren't local either. I have a lot of customers that I've been doing digital graphics and digital embroidery design over the years, and so I have many customers in Canada and Australia, Korea, that still are with me even though we opened up the brick and mortar shop. And to tell you a little bit about us, we are an educational studio, so I'm sure you guys have heard of or at least attended some of like the wine and canvas painting classes. We do a little bit more than that. We, not just with the canvas painting, but we try to make it an educational experience so that you can learn skills that you can take home with you and continue doing your painting. And we're open 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday, but some of our workshops begin at 6:30, so we'll run later than that. But in order for you to drop in, it's just from 11 to 7. So some of the services that we offer are the workshops, equipment training, graphic design, private parties, team building workshops for different companies or churches. We have a photography studio. We're very kid friendly. We have a book club and toddler story time. You can rent different equipment as you need, and we also provide snacks and beverages at the store too. So when you come in and craft, you're getting a little hungry. And then we have the consignment, which handmade crafts are sold in the store. If you don't feel crafty and think that you can make it yourself, then you could also buy it. So I have instructor-led workshop classes for painting, drawing, jewelry making, woodworking, paper crafting, crocheting, sewing, embroidering, and many more. And I am not the only instructor for that. We also open it up to others. If, say, you like to crochet or knit as a hobby in your spare time, but you'd like to earn a little bit of extra money, you can always come into the store and we provide all of the marketing for your classes, and we provide all of the supplies, and then you get a percentage of the ticket sales for that evening. The equipment that we provide is the vinyl cutter, computers, a heat press, sewing embroidering machine, a badge pen maker, a laminator, and a projector. So if you own a vinyl cutter like a Cricut or a Silhouette machine, but you're not sure that you want to move into buying a heat press and you want to make t-shirts for your customers, you can come in and rent our heat press by the hour, and then you can start selling those so that you can save up the money to purchase your own. Or you may say, I have no clue how to use this thing and I don't want to learn it. I'm so glad I didn't spend $500 on buying it. And so you get to learn on our stuff. For the photography studio, we offer mini sessions for different people if you can bring your kids or your family in to get your pictures taken. Or if you're a photographer yourself but you work from home and you don't have a studio, you can come in and rent our studio by the hour to bring your own customers in. But then we also assist people with using our cameras. We teach you how to take pictures. We teach you how to Photoshop the pictures. And then if, let's say they're for a while, like LuLaRoe, Mary Kay, you work your business, but you don't really have a way to take the pictures of the things that you want to post on social media for everyone, you can come in and we help you take and stage those pictures and help you upload it to your social media accounts. So we want to help all small businesses as well. And then, most importantly, we are kid-friendly. We have a special kid play area. So when you come in and you want to paint your mom, either just moved here with your spouse and he got deployed and you don't know anybody, you can come in and craft while your kid plays. Or we have toddler story times where they can craft. We have junior workshops for the tweens that they want to do and learn crafts. summer art camp for all ages, but then we also focus on homeschooling. I also homeschool my 3 children, and so it's important that they get an art education as well. And then here are some of the pictures from the different classes that we've had so far. We have, the children. These are from the grand opening. We had a very nice turnout for that, and some happy painters. One of the first things that people say is, I've never painted before, I don't know how to do this, but we make it very easy for you, and they're usually pretty happy when they go home afterwards. I had someone bring their boyfriend in, and he was like, I'm not crafty at all, I don't want to do this, but then he tried, and he was pretty happy with what he did, and now he bugs her on a regular basis, can we please go back to that and go and craft? So, can you see that very well? So most importantly is our mission statement, and I hope to empower individuals to use their talents and skills to provide for their families, develop self-confidence, provide therapeutic relief, and make a difference in the lives of others. I would love it if everyone could discover their sense of purpose, and I hope to be a force for good, to love, inspire, and motivate people of all ages to reach their dreams. So art isn't just a passion for mine, but it's something that I'd hope for other people can discover how it can improve their lives as well. So how we're helping small business owners is we are going to, like I said, with the online shops or the Mary Kay, we hope to help them with their marketing. A lot of the people that get into that, they're not too familiar with how they need to, promote themselves on social media, how to take pictures. And so we will help them with the graphic design related work as far as the marketing. We can help them with the logo. We also are a great location for them to come and meet some of their clients. If they're working from their dinner table at home, they don't really have a great location to sit down and have a conference or a meeting, and since we provide coffee for everybody, then it's a pretty neutral location. For the stay-at-home and work-at-home moms, we like to be a reprieve for them, and so they can come craft while their kids have fun. We have a lot of things in our kid area with the books, the toys, the Nintendo Switch, and the chalkboard, so they stay pretty busy and occupied. This last weekend we had a pretty large birthday party of about 20, and they brought several toddlers, and for the whole 2.5 hours they stayed right over there in their gated in area and were totally happy and didn't bug anybody. It was pretty awesome. And then for the veterans, my husband is a disabled veteran, and so one of the things that I've had to learn is how to, most of his injuries are hidden, and so he struggles a lot with wanting to do a lot more than he can, and crafting and learning how to do the different woodworking and stuff has brought a lot of sense of relief for him. He feels like he has something he can do without necessarily being able to go and do a lot of the heavy lifting and stuff that he used to be able to do but can't anymore. So we are hoping that working and crafting with your hands can provide an outlet for stress and can be relaxing to the soldiers. And then that's something they can do. We provide the date nights so they can come in with their spouse, and good team building with each other, which is very important in those relationships. We work with WWP, the Wounded Warrior Project. I've been with them for a couple of years now as a spouse, and so we're hoping now to start providing some classes with them that they can give out to the local soldiers. And then Kent from here has introduced me to the Warrior Transitioning Unit, and we're hoping to also team up with them to provide some different craft workshops to teach them the skills on how to relax and work with their hands and find some relief. And then just this weekend, can't see that either. Just this weekend, we participated in an event on Saturday and Sunday where we did free face painting, and all of the proceeds were donated to 3 different veteran organizations. And we'd like to make that a very regular thing, and not just giving back to the veterans, but also to different charities. In September, we are sponsoring a puppy pageant and an adoption day. And so that entire week we're going to do pet themed crafts, and 20% of all of those sales are going to go back to the Paw Project, which is a charity to help, puppies and get them back into safe homes. Unfortunately, it was kind of difficult to find one in town that was willing to work with us, that wanted to accept I thought that would be a little bit easier to find someone to take money, but it actually was not. But the Paw Project is a really great organization, so we are excited to work with them. And hopefully you guys will come and see us and spread the word about how much fun it is, and hopefully you may find a reason to use us as a resource as well, if not just for crafting. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We post very heavily on both of those. And then you can also find on the website. And on the website, there's a calendar of events that shows all of the different classes that we provide. And that's also where you can contact us, or you can call me if you want to look into teaching a class or bringing your children, or for a fun date night. We do private parties as well. And then right now we're especially looking for how we can continue to spread the word. I think that this will be a fun thing for Fayetteville that families and anyone of all ages can use in entertainment. We just need to get people to hear about us. Thank you.
What's your phone?
The phone number is 910-263-8291. Thank you. And I do have business cards that I'm going to give out to you guys that has all of that information. It also has a coupon on the back of it for you. And we do offer military discounts as well. Yes, ma'am.
I love this. It's great. What do you contribute to the success of your business and the opening day? What do you feel has been the best contributor?
So a fellow classmate of mine that I graduated with, I had been talking about doing something like this for a few years, and once we graduated, he was like, I think this is a great idea, I'd really love to come on board, and he has definitely been a good backbone on making this successful. This is definitely not something that one person could have done, especially since we've started out with next to nothing as far as funds go. And so he's been wonderful as far as helping with like the marketing and getting that out there. And we also worked with Seed downtown, so they helped us with that as well. Spreading the word is, I think, what really got us on the grand opening day to get it out there. And then we've had a lot of family and friends supporting us. I will say, since the grand opening died and now all of our family and friends are a bit tapped out, business has slowed down quite a bit because really no one knows about us. So we definitely just need everyone to hear about it. But right now we've been repurposing a lot. When we came into the storefront, the previous store left a lot of fixtures and things like that. We tore all of that down and reused all of the wood and the screws and everything to rebuild our fixtures in the store. We've relied on a lot of donations. There's a Crazy Fire Mongolian Grill here in town. They donated the tables and the chairs, some aprons. They've donated a lot of things to my business, thankfully, that they no longer needed. One of the biggest things is definitely just asking people, hey, do you have anything that you don't want anymore that I can use? Lowe's gives away pallets behind the store. We've taken those every week that we can find, and we use those to rebuild different things and displays in the store. We'd like to continue the reduce, reuse, and repurpose in the storefront and with our crafts, and so we've had some people donate different supplies, and we offer them free future workshops in exchange for that. And that's certainly something we'd like to continue in the future as well. Because I don't know how many of you are crafters, but we all like to buy up a bunch of supplies, say we're going to start a project, and we never do. So it would be great if you could come and donate those supplies and then get credit towards a new craft that you actually will use.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am?
You know about the Army Association of Bragg Spouses?
I do not.
You need to get in touch with them. I'll send you some information on it. They have like 200 members, and they're very appreciative about people that do things like what you do.
Awesome. Okay, I would definitely be interested in that. I was his first duty station was at Bragg, and so that was about 13 years ago. So I actually don't, this is the area that I grew up in, but I don't actually know too many military people here anymore. So it would be nice to get those connects again.
Yeah, a lot of those members, a lot of their members are people coming from other duty stations. And so if you get them when they first come to town, then they'll, do probably.
I would love that.
I just want to reiterate what she said, that I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
I think it's amazing, especially that you are doing the try it before you buy it with the crafting. I'm a wannabe crafter.
Yes.
I have very high hopes with things that I do and like to buy a lot of craft supplies and have high hopes and high dreams of doing things, and it falls by the wayside and it never comes full circle. So I love what you're doing. Have you reached out to any of the Girl Scout troops or the Girl Scout councils? Because oftentimes, I'm a Girl Scout leader, and oftentimes we look for things to do with a group of girls, and this sounds like a phenomenal thing.
Yes, no, we actually have not thought of them at all. We've reached out to different, like we've emailed all the email addresses we can find for local schools, because recently had a teacher week, and every week we try to have a theme to offer a discount to like teachers, students, animal lovers, things like that. We have done a radio interview with Goldie. The Fayetteville Observer interviewed me last week, so hopefully that story will be coming out soon. But we definitely want to reach out to things like that. Absolutely.
I will share all of your information. I'm a Hope County Girl Scout leader. I will definitely share it with our Girl Scout leaders, because I think that is just great. And every different Girl Scout troop has a stash of craft supplies that they will probably willingly show up with. Hey, we don't know what to do with this.
Awesome. That would be great.
That would be great. And then you mentioned that you're doing work with, date night things with, Wounded Warrior Project. So I work with the Lone Survivor Project, or Lone Survivor Foundation, and we do individual, couple, and then family retreats. And we work with mental health for service members and veterans. And one of the things we like to do on our spouse retreats is a date night kind of thing after they've gone through a lot of therapy. Let them just kind of go be together for a little while. And this might be something that would be a really great thing, because they're dealing with a lot of traumatic brain injuries and post-traumatic stress. And this would be a really good opportunity, I believe, for them to be somewhere they can just be together.
Plus doing the team building. We've done a lot of things with couple retreats and stuff like that, and that's something that they focus on, and I wanted to take those same skills to teach them to work together as a team. I know one of our biggest issues is he's still in the mindset of me against everybody, and so with that, with the team building, you kind of learn to work together. Our date nights are super affordable too, and open to everyone, and that's not a kid-friendly event, but it's $35, and then you both get an actual craft that you get to work on, and we take a special picture with you, like a Polaroid that you get to take with you, and we have a projector screen that we show like a funny romantic comedy, and then we have some snacks that we provide you. For different, like for example, we had a junior paint night with donuts, and then we provided donuts for everybody with that. So something fun for everybody to do and reasonably priced.
You mentioned that you homeschool your children. Have you spread the word out through the network of homeschool? Because I'm thinking not all the people who homeschool are great in art, and that should be part of their curriculum, and they might need to know. The other thing is, there are a lot of church organizations that have, like for example, my church has a mom's morning out, where if you could, that would be an activity they could do together, but they learn something they can go home and do with their children. Because I know you could do 6 and up, but that would be a skill. I get it a morning out for a opportunity to get some relief and relaxation. But I learned something I can take home and work with my kids.
Yes.
So connect with the church groups would they have those kind of groups?
Yes, that's exactly the type of things we want to do, especially in the morning times. I've reached out to every homeschool group I know here, and hopefully we get more responses from them. We've had a couple come, and we've reached out to a few churches, but absolutely, if you are a member of a church, that's something that we'd like to connect with someone with the MOPS, and I believe there's something on post that I can't remember. It might be Mobs. That we'd like to connect with them as well, because and if their mom's there, that the smaller age, absolutely, like it wouldn't have to just be 6 under. Some of the different events we like to restrict the age just because to give everyone a chance to kind of relax because the younger children, obviously, they require a little bit more attention than the older children.
And how many do you need for a party?
For a party, you do not, if you call me and say, hey, I want to come in with just me and my husband, please, from 11 to 7 is drop-in, and then we schedule some classes at 6:30. If you wanted to schedule like a private party with no one else allowed there, then we require you to have at least 5 people. But it's normally, if you gather a group of friends together and you say, hey, we want to come in, by all means, come on in. We'd like you to call, but if you drop in, that's okay. We're totally cool with that too. Because we want you to be able to just feel like 2 in the afternoon, hey, I want to go make some nail string art, and so you just come on by and do it. I have a lot of people so far, they'll message me, hey, I found this on Pinterest today. Do you think that's something we can make? And I'm just like, yeah, we already have all the supplies. Come on in. And that's something that someone was using to describe it, because obviously this business has so many different directions, it's kind of hard to explain it to someone. And they basically said it's Pinterest come to life.
That was one of my follow-up questions. You have a niche that most places around here don't. We have the wine and craft places. Mm-hmm. Yes, and that's what originally when I saw, I thought that's what you were doing, just a little bit beyond that. But you have, for those people who want to, the crafters want, you have such a variety of things that you can do instead of just paint.
Yes.
How are you getting that word out?
By telling every single person I come into contact with. Plus, we've been reaching out to the different magazines, the newspaper, the radio. Funds are stopping us right now from doing a lot of the bigger things, like the Cumulus Radio. They came by to talk to us, but we can't really afford that right now. But basically just kind of telling everyone we can and reaching out. One of the things that someone told me was just to start with the workshops. Say you do workshops, and then once they come in, you can spread it out and tell them all of the other things and show them all of the other things that you could do. It's less overwhelming for them to hear about that, and it's less overwhelming for me to try and say all of this that we do. But ultimately, I would like us to be the workshop should just be a part of it as well, and that people learn the different resources. I started as a work-at-home mom too with like the Etsy website and things, and it was overwhelming because I had no experience with that. Coming back here to FTCC, that taught me a lot of things on how to go from there, but I spent many years trial and error and doing my own research to the point that I had so many other friends coming to me and saying, well, how do I do this? How do I get started on that? And so on. And finally, at some point, I was like, I need to start charging for all this advice because I put all the work in and they're not. And so I just want to be a resource to everybody and share the experience that I've learned.
How well are you using social media? Realistically, let's be realistic here. How well are you using it?
I think we're using it pretty well. We've had several customers so far that have come in that we don't know, and they say, hey, I saw you on Facebook. I saw this showed up in my search on Instagram or things. I've been very proud of our social media use. We post on Facebook and Instagram very heavily, and we pay for the promotions, but then thankfully a lot of our family and friends, while they may not be able to come in and support us, they've been sharing the mess out of it, and I've had a lot of new customers that found us solely just off of Facebook. One lady was going to the pottery painting place on McPherson, and I guess the lady had overbooked them. And so they called the shop and was like, hey, we saw you on Facebook the other day. Is there any chance that we can come in for our girls' night out? We don't have, we can't stay here now. They overbooked. And even though the class had already started, I told them to come on in because we actually didn't have anyone come for that class. And we just found a whole new craft, a painting that they chose to do that would fit into their time limit. And it worked out great. They've been back since. And one of the ladies was who booked the birthday party this last weekend. So far, I think social media has worked out pretty well for us.
How many of you say we? How many people do you employ? It's you and
Just my friend Dylan, who also graduated this last May. He was a classmate. He's been helping me. He's getting paid nothing right now, but he believes in the business, thankfully, so that he's helping me, and he's been putting in a lot of his own time and his own money into getting this started. But this is definitely my project, and then he's been a great partner in that. But on the paper, though, he's an employee.
You know, there's a intern program called Gen M online, and you can get an intern to work with you for 90 days. It costs $49 a month, so it's like $150. But they will work with you and for you for 10 hours a week, 10 hours a week. And you can tell them what specialties you're looking for. I was able to find an intern here at Fayetteville State I do all my business online, so he's helping me with my digital marketing. But you need some more boots on the ground, so to speak, helping you get some things done. And you might be interested in looking into genm.com, I think it is, Gen M, and get you an intern or two to help you get this going.
We would love that. We actually happened to just be talking about that Monday that we need to find an intern. And so we would love to do that. That's a great idea. So far I've been enlisting like my neighbors and my husband to hand out flyers and stuff like that. And we did have a lady come in and said, hey, I saw your flyer at the Kangaroo down the road. So that worked out well for us. I mean, we're using whatever we could think of as far as boots on the ground, and getting actual help in the store would help us tremendously. For example, this weekend we had the birthday party, but I had to do face painting Saturday and Sunday. It was kind of tricky for just the two of us to manage all of that. So we did have one lady in the neighborhood come in to just see what we were. She saw our sign and she loved it. She works for a local magazine, and so she came back to show us some information about putting some ads in there. But then she asked if she could work for free. She wanted a job, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'd love to help you, but we don't, we really can't afford that right now in our stage of our business. And she was like, I'll work for free if you'll please let me come in here. I just love being around this stuff. So I did not at the time take her up on that offer because I felt a little guilty,
Girl, I'm going to get over that.
Don't let your pride interfere with what you got going on.
And I know if she offered to volunteer, she really wants to do it. I have my sister, she volunteers a lot, and she wants to do it. It's not like, it's not.
Yes.
I don't mean to be age discriminate, but there's a lot of old people who have nothing to do at home and just sit there. I don't know how you get this message out to them, but there would be something they could do. For you old folks, I wasn't trying to do. I'm just saying they're sitting at home and with nothing to do, and some of them are.
Yes.
Some of them would love to take a part of this kind of activity.
I live in Cottonade, and I don't know how familiar you are with that, but the demographic in that neighborhood is certainly older. One of my favorite things about the neighborhood. And I'm on the board of directors there, and I send out our newsletter, and I design the newsletter, and so I put a nice little ad for our store in the newsletter this month, and we have a meeting September 4th for the neighborhood association meeting, and I hope to get up there and do a similar presentation and to tell the ladies, I know you've got nothing to do, come see me. Yes, absolutely.
Sorry for you.
Whatever.
You know what I mean.
The correct term is older.
Senior.
Ignoring his literally incorrectness here, but he does have a point that there are a lot of senior citizens who need to fill their hours of the day. Like my mom's one of those people that could fill some hours of the day, and they would be great clientele for you. But you got to get the word out. So also hit up senior citizen centers, because a lot of them that are active and vital will go there because they want to do these kinds of things. But that is a great market as well that's untapped. There's just not a wealth of opportunities for senior citizens in the area. And that is the proper term, senior citizens.
When Linda spoke about Up and Coming, what is it, the Women's View? There's a lady who works at Up and Coming who does a Women of Maturity. Can you flip in there the first few pages of it? She does a new piece in there. I don't remember what it's called.
We
ladies
did.
with maturity or mature women or something like
Yeah,
that.
she's in the back.
She may do something like that to say, hey, ladies,
We reached
this is
out
an
to up and
opportunity.
coming.
I can't remember exactly how it's worded.
There's one that says aging actively.
Yeah.
That might be it.
Cindy
That sounds
Andrews.
on 20. Aging actively, page 21.
We reached out to up and coming, and they said they'd get back to us, but hopefully they do. That's definitely something we want to be in. Dylan and I both, not this last summer, but the summer before, we did a brief internship with up and coming, so we were hoping that they'd work with us too, but again, we've not heard back from them yet.
So there's a independent living communities where they do arts and crafts and for their members, but they also have buses that if you can meet the directors, and I feel like you need to go shake some hands, kiss some butts, whatever.
Yes.
And introduce yourself and the opportunity that you have for their clients to be able to get out and get somewhere and do something fun. They will set up that bus to take those folks from their center to yours, pick them back up and bring them home. And it's a great way that you may even be able to come into that center and do something from time to time. So I just think there's a lot of opportunities that you're maybe on tapping into right now because of your limited
Staff.
yeah, that too. So I'm going to share my information with you because that's what I do is help with marketing and networking, and maybe I can help you get some more eyes on what you're doing, some more boots on the ground.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
We'd love to work with any sort of facility like that. We are currently working with West Layton High School in Layton County with their special education department, and they've brought some students to me, and starting now this next month, we will be going to them once a month doing a class with them. And so our crafts, we try to gear towards each specific client, that what we know that they can work with. And so this assisted living would be a great place also. Yes, sir.
I'm impressed by the breadth of your services and resources that you offer there. By the same token, that's a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Now, what is your most profitable? And somebody told you to concentrate on workshops, which might be a good idea, but what's your most profitable section of what you do?
At this point, definitely the workshops. Right now, our most expensive craft costs about $350, and then our cost for that is about $25, sometimes $35. So we have a decent margin right there. Surprisingly enough, though, that we never expected are the snacks. That was just kind of an afterthought that we decided to throw in some candy bars and drinks, and right now we sell those in insane amounts. And so we've added, put in a new display for that and brought in a lot more crafts. The kids specifically, they're, Mom, I want that. Friends or family that come in just to visit or check out the shop, even if they're not actually doing crafts, they're buying the snacks and the drinks. So there's not quite a big profit margin as far as those go, unfortunately. But those are our biggest sellers, what's kind of keeping the lights on right now.
That's a good thing to know. So from that standpoint, people that were searching, like Facebook is great, and you make the most use out of that. You've got that down to a degree. But for buyer intent, nothing beats Google and Bing and Yahoo because people that are searching for something like a workshop, or give me a sample workshop of what you would have.
So that would be like the canvas painting workshop, where I walk you through doing a painting and teach you how to do it.
With wine or without wine?
So you are able to bring in wine or beer. I can't open it up. I can't provide ice, but I can provide cups and the opener for you. I do need to make sure that you are of age, and I have to keep the containers and dispose of them myself.
Do you have a Google listing yet?
We do. We have the Google listing. And
You got an iPhone?
Yes.
Take a little video of your workshop or something like that and post it under that term. Whatever the workshop is, whatever you refer to, canvas painting, how to canvas paint workshop, or whatever is the name of it. Post it under what you think people will be looking for.
Now we
I
have
guarantee you'll
posted,
get some business off of that.
we've posted several videos. Our live videos are super popular. One of the things that we are starting to, because we have put out a commercial, is on Sundays, because our live videos have been so popular, we want to do one every single Sunday. And we have started filming parody commercials. So we want to do kind of like a dealership commercial or the lawyer commercial, you know, different types of commercials, but for the craft, but parodying another. So it's kind of funny. Those videos seem to be what our customers are looking for, to kind of laugh and have fun. The website that I have, we're starting blog posts to drive traffic to that. Thankfully, because I've been doing this for so long, and I used to do the parties, but going to your house and bringing it to you. So I had a pretty decent client base at that point. We already have almost 8,000 likes on Facebook. So we have a different a reach, and we're trying different, like we are posting the videos and things like that to get more people aware. Yes, ma'am.
Quick question. I went on your website yesterday when the email came out about today. How far in advance do you put your calendars out? Because I noticed the September calendar was not out yet. So.
We try to make sure everything is up 2 weeks in advance. We do have the September calendar finished, and I just have to put it on the site. We are starting the newsletter too, and that should be coming out this week. And ultimately, I would like to have a month in advance as far as the calendar. Surprisingly enough, planning those classes out, just deciding what's going to go on what day and stuff, is like a whole day's work. And so we're trying to spend like every other day, come up with stuff to get that ready and then get it on the site. Yes, sir.
I'm a business guy, so I'm gonna give you some helpful hints here. I think the first thing you should do is go find this intern. This is a lot of stuff for just you and your homeboy trying to help you out. That's the first thing you need to do, is go find, if it's an intern you can't afford to pay, or if it's somebody you can't afford to pay, go find you some help so you can concentrate on, if it's the workshop that you need to concentrate on. Right now you're all over the place. Not saying that you can't do it, but it'll ease your mind if you find somebody that you can trust, that's passionate about this too, that will help you so you can concentrate on what's your more bang for your buck.
I agree. I'd love to do that. And if I should definitely call the girl up and say, please come work.
Ms. Jeanette Nunnery is here at Work-Based Learning here. She may have some connects or something for you as well. So that would be my first step.
I agree. It's getting a bit overwhelming with how much we have, and then I have some other pans in the fire, so to speak, that I haven't mentioned up here that I do need help for sure.
Well, you're on the right track. I mean, you know what your most profitable product or service is. You just have to make that duplicatable. You have to keep pumping the handle on the pump. You said already that it's like Stacy last week. She said when she goes out and does events, you know, she notices a flurry of people that, you know, go to her social media and end up coming in the shop. Well, okay, do more events.
Right.
So you know that your workshops will be popular, and that's what's keeping the lights on. So I would drive that, and then everything else will come. You know, you can't sell the candy and that kind of thing until people come in the shop.
Right, absolutely.
So, and they're not searching for that online. So get your workshops out there and make sure you have a call to action on everything you do. I heard 3 commercials yesterday on the radio, from electrical people to HVAC people. It said call us. There was no numbers. There was no website.
Yeah.
People have to be told, call us, come by, this time, this number, you know, our website. Make sure that's always in there. And don't do your commercials, quote unquote. People don't want to be commercial too. They want to know, if you'll take your own, have somebody take a video of you doing just what you did for us because you're genuine. I know you believe in what you do there. You want to be a resource. And you say that, put it online under what they're searching for, and you'll get business out of that.
Thank you.
And doesn't have to be long, just a minute or two, because we have an attention span of a goldfish.
Right.
I used to be a gnat, but okay. We moved to goldfish.
What was it that you were going to say?
Are you aware of our social media marketing class that we have here?
I did take the social media marketing class here.
I would contact, when you're talking about WBL, a lot of people think with the work-based learning that all students have to be paid.
Mm-hmm.
They, not necessarily. It's a great resume item for them. So with your restricted budget, it might be possible you find a student that would be interested in doing it just for the talks about it.
Okay, that would be awesome. We still work pretty closely with the graphic design department, and so we did talk about seeing if we could just get someone from that department to handle all of our, like our advertising and graphic design and stuff, because that's taken a lot of work on ourselves to be able to restrict from being able to go out.
If you had somebody to take care of your Instagram and your Facebook,
Yes.
that's, I mean, just a few hours, you know, whatever
free up a
hours
lot
they
of
have, it
time.
would help.
Absolutely. I'll have to call us. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No questions? Okay, last question's mine. What can this community do to help you?
Tell literally everyone you know about the store, and please just come in and try us out and you'll see how much fun it is. But tell even people that you think aren't crafty and won't want to do it, because I'm going to teach you the skills that you need, so you don't need those at all. But definitely reach out and tell anyone. And we are, I didn't mention this, but we are trying to add in a part of the store that's like a lounge area, and we do need couches and stuff for that, and we're building a stage in a corner so that we can start having like open mic nights with poets and singers, so that we could put all of the creative people, not just, you know, the fine arts, but so that you're doing those type of creative outlets too. But that's a kind of a down the road type of thing once we get a bit more established, and so we'd like to. What was that?
Let's make some money first.
Yes, well, definitely, and that's why I said like I wanted to be established
road,
first.
right.
But we'd like it to be a relaxing type of place to come.
Yeah.
So if you come in and read your poems while some people are painting, you know, it'd be kind of nice.
So everything you got is really nice. I love the concept, just like the lady said before. But from a practical standpoint, like our business guy said back here, you got to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And you won't be there to help people out in the future. So you got to drive that like, you know, crazy,
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, make some cash. Then you can do whatever you want to do. It's like Nick said, money makes money.
Agreed, definitely.
So we're behind you.
Thank you. Just tell your friends.
By the way, you did mention about the minimum fees for parties.
The minimum fees will be, for an adult, like the price for a painting is $25, and then for kids it's $20. So it just depends on your craft. Like if you tell me that you want to do a painting, then it'd be $25 per person. Unless you say you are a church and you wanted to raise some money for the church, then we increase it to $35, and you get that difference in price. But if you pick a craft that's a little bit cheaper, then it would just be the price per that person. And we require for a private party 50% up front, and then as long as you give us enough notice, about a week, then we can either reschedule it or cancel it and you get your deposit back. But otherwise, because I have to put a lot of time before the class and getting things ready for you, you lose the deposit if you do a no-show.
And one more time, what are the hours? Because I have a school group on my text right now who's very interested in coming, so they want to know what were those hours again?
Monday through Saturday from 11 to 7, and then but we can schedule private events later on in the evening. We've recently had to change our hours as of just yesterday. Normally we're closed on Tuesdays, but we're changing to being open on Tuesdays and closing on Sundays. We've had a really big issue with the church next door to us that owns our building, and on Sundays I don't even have anywhere to park, and they're not really willing to work with me on that, and so we're kind of losing that battle and just having to close on Sundays, which is unfortunate because Sunday afternoons is when a lot of people want to come craft and have birthday parties.
Is it one of those all-day churches?
That's what it says, an all-day church.
Because usually it's just mornings and evenings.
Sometimes they'll leave about 2:33. Other times they'll be there at night. They have things going on all day Saturday. Sometimes it is a fight to find a parking spot on Saturday. Wednesdays, the church is there a lot. They have a lot of things there. Funerals, events. They have different.
So that's a whole nother obstacle that you
Yes, even just driving down Yadkin Road is impossible on Sunday. But yeah, that's a completely different obstacle in itself. So we've decided to just get rid of that headache because the congregation has not been very nice about it on Sundays either. Some of the on their way to church, they're yelling very hateful, nasty things to me.
going to
Did
church.
they forget why they're
Going to church.
Yes, on their way to get out of the car to go to the church, they're cursing and yelling, and you
Going to
won't be in
church.
business long.
That's why they're in church. They need help.
Yeah, that's a headache in itself for sure. It was just worth it to change our hours than to get treated like that anymore.
So do you have, well, one more question, do you have any, flexibility, like, I have a 5-year-old and I want my 5-year-old to come and learn how to paint, is that a $20 charge for a 5-year-old as well as $25 for me?
If on the canvas, yes. If we have little things like scrap pieces of wood and stuff like that. So when a parent comes in to do like a wooden sign, we have smaller pieces for like the little ones that they just kind of want to paint on and mess with, and that's like $5. We have a lot of little scrap things or mess ups. Like say I have a canvas that kind of got messed up or drawn on before or something. We just paint it white, and then your child, because they want to participate too, they get to do something like that, and we can do it for next to nothing, so that they get to participate and it's affordable. Because with 3 kids, I totally get that I can't go and do a lot of stuff with with a lot of children, and a lot of families around here do have multiple children.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. And I have cards to give out to everybody that does have a coupon on the back for you guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you.